Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have a lady looking at me over here, but we have some more issues with the white truck. So I've been driving this thing. At this point, I've put over 100 miles on it, which is more than it's had in a hot minute. And if you're wondering why I'm sitting in this parking lot, no, we're not broke down. I went and got some food, took to a buddy of mine. So that was that. But regardless, we do have an issue with the white truck here. So y'all know I've been talking about this. The gauges are acting funny. But now the truck is also running a little funny. So I guess the other day I was driving it and it would miss kind of here and there, and then it got a little worse, and now it's even worse. So what I'm gonna do, there is a Shell station like right there. You see it right there? Yeah, that's a Shell station. I got some fuel treatment. I stopped and got some fuel treatment this morning, and I'm gonna take it over there to the Shell station. We're gonna throw some fresh gas in this thing again with the fuel treatment, and we're gonna see what it does. So like I said though, I mean, starts right up. I know I have more gas than that. So that is that. I mean, like 5 minutes ago I had a half a tank. So that's kind of that. As you can see, it's rising. But yeah, so I mean, just sitting here idling, it seems fine. Again, seems fine, but if you get it under load, it runs a little funny. And see, we're almost at a half a tank again. The airbag light, I don't know why the airbag light's on. The like the seat belt little dinger thing is one of the wires is cut on the bottom of it. It's like something got a hold of it. Something might have chewed on it while this thing was sitting. I don't actually know, but yes, that is that. The AC now only works on defrost, so I need to fix that. But other than that, I mean, we're making it. So again, if you rev it up, seems fine, but if you get it under load, it's not exactly happy. So I'll show you all that on the way. But like I said, I got some fuel treatment I'm going to throw in here, throw a little more gas in it to kind of mix up the fuel treatment, and we'll take this thing probably just back to the house, because I do have some stuff to do today, and it's almost noon already. So anyway, I'm going to hop out here, get a thumbnail, and again, we'll head over here, throw some gas in it along with this treatment, and I will catch y'all probably back at the house, or like I said, I will show y'all what I'm talking about on the way. So like I said, I'm gonna hop out and get a thumbnail, and we'll go from there. All right, so you can't make this stuff up. I got out, got a thumbnail. So I guess this thing has decided that it doesn't want to leave. Very interesting. So I'm gonna let it sit here a few more minutes, probably open and close the door a few times, and we'll probably be fine. So I don't understand this truck sometimes, but like I said, I'll probably open and close the door a few times, and we'll be good to go. So it hasn't done this yet, which is interesting. So yeah, it's and even the dome light is, yeah. So I don't know if I quite understand what's happening, but if I turn the key on, the dome light goes out and it doesn't do anything at all. So yes, very interesting. The journey of the white truck is never a dull moment. All right, so I got out, unhooked the battery, waited 5 minutes, plugged it back up, no difference. If I open the door, you can see the dome light pulses, and if I shut the door, you can hear the computer click. So I don't know. I have my grandpa on the way with his blue truck. We're just gonna jump it. It should be fine to go back. So I am not going to throw gas in this thing. I have some gas at the house. We'll throw in it. It's not a big deal. So anyway, I guess we'll just hang out here for a minute and we'll wait for him. All right. So there's actually a gentleman my grandpa knows from when he worked in the natural gas industry. Guy pulled over here, and he's been sitting over here for a few minutes, and he pulled off over here. Hey man, you good? Whatever. And he actually had a jump box, which is perfect. Put it on there, jumped right off, and we're good to go. So I guess I'm gonna wait here for my grandpa, because I've called him 3 times now and he hadn't answered. So I figured he'd be real confused if he got here and I'm not here. So and I'm gonna let this thing sit here and run a minute. But like I said, and actually while I was waiting, I went ahead and threw that fuel treatment in here. So we'll let it kind of circulate when I get home. Like I said, I do have some gas and a few gas cans. We'll throw a little bit in here just to kind of mix it up a little further, and we will see. So yes, my hair is an absolute mess. I was working on the 6.0 this morning, and I may have moved the AC condenser and got pag oil all over me, which is fantastic. But regardless, this thing is running, so that's plus. Like I said, I'm probably gonna take the long way to the house and kind of see if this alternator will charge. I don't know what's the deal with this thing. I've been driving it for the last week and a half, and it's been fine. It's rained, it's gotten wet even, and it's been fine. So I don't know what was the deal. Like I said, I pulled up in this parking lot, ate lunch, because like I said, I took my buddy lunch. So I stopped, ate lunch, shut it off for like 10 minutes maybe, and nothing. So I don't know what is the deal, other than this is the white truck, and the white truck does what the white truck does. So when we get back to the house, we'll shut it off again, and we'll see what it does. But again, the whole running weird thing, I don't know. I'm gonna guess it needs spark plugs and maybe a fuel filter, because it's set. So with that being said, and there's a reminder that even though things might be a little rough, they could always be worse. Perfect example right there. So anyway, like I said, we'll get this thing all figured out. Like I said, it might just need a fuel filter and some plugs, but like I said, we'll run some fuel treatment through it and see what it does. But there's my grandpa right on cue, so we'll talk to him in a minute, and I guess we'll head back that way. Alright, so don't mind the steering wheel being crooked. That's just an alignment thing. But this is what I'm referring to. So just cruising here. It's does alright, and then it starts bouncing, and I don't know. It's just weird. So, and then if you get on it, I don't think it's running on all 8. So anyway, I'm gonna get this thing, there we go. We're gonna get this thing back to the house, and I will catch y'all there. So we made it back. I took my grandpa for a little ride in it. We was talking about different stuff, and we took a temp gun that we use for powder coat, one of the like IR temp gun things, and put on each cylinder on the exhaust manifold down there, which is nice and easy because I have a body lift. So if you go front to back, 1 and 3 on both sides were 100 degrees cooler than 2 and 4. So again, the first and third on this side, the first and third on that side were 100 degrees cooler than 2 and 4. So that tells me we have a weak coil. If you don't know on these, let's see if I can show y'all down in here. We have, because this truck is not coil on plug, we have our coils here. So you can see the numbers on that coil, and then we have numbers on that coil as well, but you can't see those because the cold air intake. So we had a problem with this truck before, and if you look back here where the wire loom runs into this little distribution thing, we had an issue where one of the wires rubbed through on the evaporator back there. This was in 2017 when I graduated high school. So I went back to get my cap and gown stuff ordered. I graduated early, so this was like October, and had a similar issue, but it ran much worse because the coil was completely dead. I put a new one on it, it killed it immediately. Put another one on it thinking maybe I just got a bad one, and it killed it immediately too. So I got another one, and we found that wire was rubbed in too, and it was shorting out the coils. It doesn't run that bad. So what I'm thinking is the coil is just weak. That's my thinking. And if you've seen this is just a little bit of transmission fluid. We have a little leak up here. It's not a big deal at the moment. So come in here, and the battery is dead again. So a while ago when we got back, we shut it off, and was looking at stuff, trying to see what was what and everything, and it fired back up immediately. Now you can hear the little dinger without the key in the ignition. Nothing again. So that's very interesting. So what we're gonna do is, I have some jumper cables here in the truck. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go down here to the shop, grab a multimeter. We're gonna jump it with the blue truck and kind of rev it to see if the alternator is charging correctly. If it is, it tells me that there's something else killing the battery. And before we jump it, I'm also going to see what the battery voltage is with the multimeter, just to see, is the battery what's dead, or is there something else not getting connection? So like I said, I'm gonna run down here to the shop, grab a multimeter, and I'll see if we can figure out what's the deal. So currently, the 300, it's drivable. It's got the 22 on the back of it, but it drives a little funny. This thing is it's drivable, but it's not. I wouldn't want to go very far with it. And then obviously, I guess you could drive it if you had somebody to tow you. I guess you could Flintstone it. But yeah, that's the deal with this. I'm ready to have this thing back, so I can park this again, and I don't have to touch it for another 5 or 6 years. But in all seriousness, I am ready to have this fixed. And at some point, guys, we're gonna go through this truck and completely fix everything. But I thought we could just do a little stuff, and it would be good. And then we could kind of fix it as we go along. And well, I guess I was wrong. So I guess that's that. But regardless, like I said, I'm gonna go in here. We're gonna grab a multimeter, and we'll come back. We'll do some checking on some stuff and see, I guess what we can figure out. All right, so as you can see, got this thing running. Runs pretty good. So what we ended up having to do is we got a multimeter, did some checking, and the battery had 12.7 volts in it, not running, and then stuck it to the multimeter to the battery cable and found it was only at like 7 volts. So pulled it apart. Y'all know we have some different cable ends on this thing because of the bigger battery cables. So pulled everything apart, cleaned every connection in those, and thing fired right up. So there was also a ground that we also cleaned on the firewall. So with that being said, I'm gonna take this thing for a drive and see if it made any difference in it. It could be possible that it just didn't have enough current, and that was causing it to act funny. I don't know. So we'll see, because like I said, I'm gonna take this thing for a little drive here, and we're gonna see what it does. All right, so driving it, it's still missing. It is running a little better though, so that is nice, but it's still not happy. And a minute ago it backfired out the intake. So with that being said, it is possible that it fouled a plug. So you can hear it there. But like I said, if you get after it, it goes. It's just not happy. So I think next step, we'll get some plugs, throw in this thing, and whatnot. And then if it's, these plugs are, you gotta think, I put these plugs in this truck 2015. So, I know don't have a ton of miles on them, probably only 30,000 or so miles on them, maybe 40. But it said a lot, so it could be plugs. So I'll probably order some and whatnot. But anyway, I'm gonna get this thing back to the house, and I will catch y'all when we get there. All right, so we are back. The thing's been sitting for 5-10 minutes, maybe a little more. Well, we still have power, so that is a plus. Let's see what we do with the key. So, like I said, still does run a little funny. I'm trying to do this backwards left-handed. That's not gonna work. So I'll get some plugs to this thing, maybe a new coil or coils. Still starts. So like right now, it sounds fine, except for one weird thing. You can see my fuel gauge. But as it sits, it comes up. So I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest. It's just kind of that. Throw that on the ground. So like I said, that's just kind of that. But we'll get to this. So I'm not really concerned right now about it. The priority at the moment is the 6.0. So I need to what do I need to do to this thing? We still need to clean the motor. Go ahead and get all that cleaned up, get the block painted, and swap the cam, swap the oil pump gears, and I guess get ready for the heads to get set on the block. So throw the studs in such stuff as that. So like I said, this is not really a concern for me at the moment, because, well, I have enough project for the time being. So like I said, I'll probably get plugs ordered for this thing. I might throw some plugs in it, see how it likes it, and then we still have the same issue. We'll throw a coil, or new coils on it rather, and we'll just kind of start chasing around our issue. And the reason I say just kind of throw some parts at it is because this thing has been sitting, and really all of the new stuff wouldn't hurt to fix it. I just don't want to do it all at the same time, to be honest. Because I don't really want to spend a ton of money on this at the moment, because this is just kind of here, if that makes sense. Like with this truck, I'm not going to hop in this truck and drive it to Texas or wherever like I plan to this. So this is not really a priority, I guess. So anyway, guys, with that being said, if y'all enjoyed today's video, maybe you found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.